I want to close this out with some MLW superlatives. So first names, I suppose, that come to mind when I say the following, Alicia, as far as MLW roster members go. Best dressed.
Best dressed. I don't know. I see these dudes just in spandex every day. I don't know.
Pivot for favorite gear. Will that work for
literally,
you?
that's what I was going to spin it on. I had him on my show a week and a half ago, but Savio Vega, he always comes out with like the classic leather vest with the Puerto Rican flag on the back. I just think it's a really cool aesthetic. So he's probably has some of my favorite gear in the locker room. Yeah. Oh, and then Hammerstone has some cool gear with like the American flag pants. I really want to find them with like a Canadian or UK flag, but I have not yet. Yes, I really want that. So those are actually like really bitchin' pants. So those are the two I'll give it to.
Well, and when we're talking about Hammerstone, it leads me in nicely because my personal favorite theme music has to go to him 110%. Who's yours?
Lawler. 100%.
Excellent call. All right.
Every time it comes on, I'm just like, yes, he's gonna kill you. Let's go. I love it. The
only reason, and I can't disagree with that by any means, I'll always make the argument for Queens of the Stone Age, but it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip as far as it's concerned. Who is the best prankster and or ribber?
Oh gosh, prankster. I feel like we have a lot of those guys in our locker room, honestly. But if I'm trying to think of someone who's always kind of like goofy or keeping people on their toes, I'd have to say Fatou. He is always backstage. It's so interesting because he's dead serious in the ring.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And like he's the sort of guy I describe as like could kill a brick. And it's nice to hear that like he's hilarious.
He has honestly some of the best humor ever, and the way that he walks in, he sees you right and he's like, yo sis, what's up, and then he just says this ridiculous stuff, and sometimes he just doesn't stop talking. Like we went to there was one night after the tapings we just did, and we were all tested, we were all negative like I mentioned, so we're like, you know what, like we had a really crazy past few days. I think we were there in our secret location for like 3 or 4 days, and so we all went to Texas Roadhouse, and that dinner was one of the funniest things I've ever experienced because everyone was just like, we're done, we were happy, we're all safe, we're about to eat some great food, and he was just saying stuff. I was like, come again? He is so funny. He's like a big brother in that locker room, like most of the guys are. So yeah.
Then maybe you've answered the next one, but life of the party.
Ooh, life of the party. Oh, that's hard. Life of the party. Okay, it's interesting because there's 2 different ways to approach it. Like every time in the locker room, if you want to hang out or just kind of chill, like the Injustice guys are always there. But then if you want someone who's like a little bit more hyper, then I definitely like would probably have to go back to Fatou. But in their same way, like the Von Erichs honestly have a really good vibe to them all the time. So I feel like you couldn't really catch them off guard to like be in a good mood and a good vibe. So yeah, it's crazy.
Don't disagree with you.
It's so hard trying to narrow this down because I'm
it's one of those good problems though to have, right? If it's this difficult to figure it out, like every time you've talked to me about him, the MLW locker room has been, and you've had the opportunity to be in some great locker rooms, but like, you know, it's such a cliche, but it's the family vibe, right?
Yeah. Definitely. It's like I literally look across the room and I have like my big brothers. There are a couple little brothers. There are some people I know as soon as I'm hungry, I'm like, all right, it's time for the Uber Eats order. I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you. And they just know like I love to eat. So every time I'm on my phone, they're like, you ordering something? So yeah, it's just,
are you getting for 2?
Yes. Most of the time I'm like getting for 5. But it's just a good vibe, honestly. Everyone's there to do great work and then have fun when you can. So yeah, it's a really good locker room.